Or we're in for a Mickey Nelson pile driver. Good evening everyone, and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Wednesday the 28th of February 2024, and tonight I'm heading to Redcar Town versus Chester Street United in Northern League Division 2. So I'm in Redcar, and going into this game this evening, Redcar Town are currently in 20th place in the Northern League Division 2 table, while Chester Street United are currently in 19th place. They've both got the same number of points, but Chester Street United have played an extra 4 games on Redcar Town, but Chester Street United are also, it's pretty safe to say, in the better form going into this one. So yeah, it's a pretty big game at the bottom end of the table. I'm not entirely sure how it works. I think it's bottom 3 are potentially susceptible to relegation, depending on how other Step 6 leagues go across the country. So yeah, it's maybe important that you don't finish in those positions and put yourselves at risk. I mean, personally, both Redcar Town and Chester Street United should be alright. Realistically, neither of them are going to finish any lower than 20th. This is, of course, being a 22-team league. Neither of them are going to finish bottom. I think, unfortunately for Brandon United, I think they're going to be the ones that occupy that position, and I'd be very surprised if Washington were to catch up with either of these teams. But yeah, it's normally what we're now end of February. I've been to the Momola Memorial Park a couple of times by this stage, but this is actually the first time I've been here this season. It's just been one postponement after the other trying to get here. I think the first time I tried to come to this ground was in August, called off. Then I think a couple in like September, October, November, December time called off. There's another one last month called off, so it's been yeah, like got what, 5th, 6th time lucky or something like that, but better late than never. And got to say, looking forward to this game tonight. Of course, we saw Chester Street United about a month or so ago against Ash winning. Certainly not a classic, but fingers crossed this game can be a little bit better. Let's head on down to the Momola Memorial Park and find out how it all unfolds. So I've totally missed the warm-ups because I was in the club I was socialising, but there is one or two Redcar Town players are warming up. Are going to be in blue and white this evening. Nobody at all from Chester Street United, but last time I saw them I was seeing that like black and gold kind of kit. It'll be interesting to see if they're in that again. Anyway, we'll find out for sure when the players are coming out of the tunnel ready to start the match. So my suspicions were correct, and Chester Street United are in the same kit as what we saw them in last time. Delay to kick off because the referee is not happy with the netting. Our underway. So a bit of a fun fact about Chester Street United squad: every single player is under the age of 20, except for Michael Nelson, who is 43. save. Game's opened up here. Oh! Oh! It's twice the keeper's giving the ball away now. Oh! Some good chances at the start of this game. Best chance I've had since I scored that. Half time, Redcar Town 1, Chester Street United 1. I've got to say, I'm impressed with Chester Street United. Some really good young players in that team. They're trying to knock the ball about quite well. I mean, it looks a pretty difficult pitch to play on, but then again, I think a lot of pitches in the Northern League are going to be like that at the minute, and yeah, it's just maybe a relief for. From Redcar Town's perspective, that they've managed to get this game on. I believe that's now two games in a row that they've managed to get on. So every little helps when it comes to this season. I mean, obviously, it's been frustrating given the weather throughout the course of the season, and I feel like I'm constantly talking about the weather when it comes to the Northern League. But yeah, it's the pitches have got a lot of recovery to do, but yeah, it does set up quite interestingly for the second half. Will Chester Street United maybe run out of steam because they are playing with a lot of intensity, a lot of energy and what have you? Will Redcar Town's experience be able to pull them through, or will a Chester Street United player find maybe a moment of magic or whatever, and they're going to get the win from the game? It is finally poised so far. Chester Street really ought to be winning this game, like.
Oh, that was a good chance. Oh, great ball line.
Oh, save.
Brilliant, Harry. On this pitch, you know. Brilliant, Harry. Oh, God.
Or in for a Mickey Nelson pile driver. It's gone in! Mickey Nelson pile driver.
What's your hands? Fuck, man, you'll be nothing! 10 minutes! Keep it! Get back, shit! Get back in! He's not off at all. He's not off at all. Switch it! What are you doing? What's he doing here? Charlie, get in the corner, Charlie. Don't cross it. Don't cross it. Take it in the corner. Yeah.
Full-time Redcar Town 1, Chester Street United 2. I've got to say, I did not have a 43-year-old centre-half Michael Nelson scoring the winner in a football match from a free kick on my 2024 bingo card, but here we are.
But this was a contest for children!
And for what it's worth, it is nothing more than Chester Street United deserved. They absolutely dominated that game from start to finish pretty much. Much sharper, much better on the ball, and the Redcar Town were just chasing shadows for most of the night, really, weren't they? And if we're telling the absolute truth of it, Redcar Town weren't really in the game. I mean, a lot of the time they were like throwing bodies on the line and what have you, but all in all, they barely got near Chester Street United's goal. I think other than the goal that they did score, which was obviously came as a little bit of an error from the Chester Street United goalkeeper, they only really had one chance throughout the whole match, didn't they? And yeah, other than that, I mean, they had a couple of spells where they maybe were getting in possession that, but ultimately just could not, could not really get near their opposition penalty area enough, and that's maybe a pretty key indicator of why they have struggled so much this season. But thing is with Chester Street United, I think it's going to be the same pretty much every year, given that the way they're set up, that obviously maybe at the start of the season, because of how young the players are, and that it might come as a bit of a culture shock to them at first, playing against senior players that have got experience. But I think once they grow into it, and I think second half of the season, they always do seem to maybe come good and push up the table, and I think we're maybe seeing that now. And obviously we saw them against Ashwin the other week, and I think on a slicker pitch they would have won that game. Tonight maybe wasn't. They're not saying tonight was a slick pitch, because it really wasn't, but ultimately there can be no arguments that they thoroughly deserve to win the game. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back on Saturday with Boreham Wood versus Gateshead. So in my absence last night, the Heeds unbeaten run did come to an end away to Woking, but we're still in a very good position. Can we bounce back in Hertfordshire? Check back Saturday to find out. But until then, take care. Cheers for watching. See you later.